Hi there, welcome back to box 24 of the Great Collection unboxing. This week we have Breyer Dogs and Little Bit Clydesdales. This will be interesting. I haven't had a lot of Little Bits so far. So first we have a nice Breyer Clydesdale Little Bit in its original packaging. I love the line art on the back. That is just awesome. This is the regular run bay color. The Little Bits were all sculpted by Chris Hess, and they were all introduced the same year, 1984. And for some reason, the line just never really caught on. I think they're called Paddock Pals now, and they still make them, but they're just not tremendously popular. I think they're fun, but I admit I don't have a lot in my collection. So they did a lot of regular runs and a lot of special runs, and I'm not totally familiar with them. So this guy is a matte dapple gray. He is signed by Peter Stone on his belly. I think it's 4/29/1990. I think this is a special run. Let's see. Okay, so here we have another dapple gray drafter. He is not signed. If I remember my dates correctly, so this guy was 1990. I think this was a it's a special run of 1,000 by like a company called Hobby Toys, and they came with certificates. This one might have been purchased at one of the signing parties that they had back then. And then this was also a special run, but a year or two later, like 1992 for JCPenney or Sears, one of those. The special run of 1,000 from Hobby Center is more soft and matte. This guy is more semi-gloss, and he also has dapples all the way up to his face, and he has a little bit darker mane and tail. This guy has a little bit of pinking on his nose. This guy doesn't have a lot. You could probably put all of them next to each other, and a lot of them would be very similar. But I'm going to say this is that regular JCPenney special run, whereas this is that Hobby special run. And some of these even came on plaques, and they were called the Charger. I think his name was Charger. It was the Charger Award. It was for salespeople. That would have been fun to find. So we have another bay. I think there was another bay, but he had a bald face. These guys have just like a solid face and then white on the mane and tail, or white on the legs and gray. So I think this is just a regular run just like him. And gotta love collectors. We have another bay special run, or regular run, Clydesdale with no white on the face and white. Let's see what else we got. Oh look, love collectors. We have a whole mess of Clydesdale stallions and bay. The one in the package is much lighter, but they're all from the same. They're all the same regular run. The regular run went on from 1984 to 1990-ish. So they had quite a few color variations over the years, light, dark, that kind of thing. What else? Okay, I think we're done with the bays for now. So then we have, now this guy is another special run. This is a nice Palomino Clydesdale stallion. He is in a sort of a Palomino or light golden chestnut. He is from the same vintage as this special run, 1992, 1994, somewhere in there. And it was also for Sears or Penny's or one of those. And then this guy, I think the black was a regular run. He is pretty much solid black. He's a little grayer on his nose. He has a lot of overshading on his feet, but I'm pretty sure this is a regular run. So we have a variety of special runs and regular runs, and I don't see any more Little Bit Clydesdales, so I think we're on to the dogs. I don't remember. I think we've done dogs before. So we've got more dogs. This is a nice gray poodle. Let's see what his tag. The collector paid $35 for him. Not sure if that was an antique store tag. He's got a lot of rubs on him. Back in the day, they were fairly hard to find. So I know I bought my first one in fairly rough condition because they weren't easy to find. They're much more common to find now. So prices have come down on these poodles. And I've got another poodle. This is the white. These were made for quite a long time in the 60s and 70s. So this is your white poodle. They both have red collars. They both have painted tongues. Now the white guy, he has eyebrows. I just love these little details. They're so much fun. But that's essentially the only detail that they did was the nose, the eyes, the tongue, and the collar, and then the rest were, this guy doesn't even have any paint on him. He's just white plastic. And so those are two poodles. And what's this? Oh, we have something very nice. Very nice. I hope. It is. We have a wood grain boxer. So the wood grains were produced in the 60s up into the early 70s. A lot of them were special runs that went on lamps. So when you find a wood grain, I like to turn them over and just look at the feet. If they have drill holes, they were originally on a lamp that were made by Dunning Industries. Wood grains suffered a lot of problems with their paint quality. This guy has bubbling all over his finish, and his actual finish has gone milky white. He's kind of clear and nice right up here on the shoulder, but then he turns very bubbly, and then this side, his show side, is very white. This is still a really rare piece. He was only produced 60 to 64. And I don't think the dogs sold as well as the horses, so you really don't find these guys much anymore. He's got a lot of nice paintwork on his face with the stripe and the eyes, but he's just in generally overall poor condition. He would be a nice shelf holder for you if you were a collector of dogs or wood grains, but he definitely wouldn't be a show quality piece because he's in such poor quality. A lot of times, particularly on the lamp ones, because of the heat that came down from the light bulb, a lot of them will turn milky and bubble over the top. And then the paint was so fragile, a lot of them are in very poor condition. So it's a very, very rare piece, and you can't really salvage them and restore them because it's actually a chemical reaction that happens over the entirety of the piece. But he is a very nice, very rare piece, so that's a really nice find. And these guys all look the same. These are the Walking Angus Bull. So I'm going to pull them all out and we'll see what we got, and then we can talk about them a little bit. The Walking Angus Bull was produced in two colors. He was in black and the brown and tan. And these are all full rough coat. The variation that you'll see is called poodle cut, where he's smooth on the belly. We have he's kind of tarnished, but it's a brownish gold halter, a gold halter, and a red halter. They were produced for quite a long period of time, so some people say that the semi-glosses are older than the mattes, or the gold halters are older than the red halters. And so there's a lot of discussion. These are all four full rough coats, just different colors on their halters. And this guy's got eye whites above and below. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's kind of funny looking. And then this guy has no eye whites and just that halter. So nice finish to the box and quite a variety of stuff here. So we go all the way from early, rare to common, later 80s. So it was an interesting box. Catch you next week.